Hey, it's Tom with Guys, Games, and Beer, and we are here at Gamehole 2024. Gamehole 11, people. Holy cow, where the year's gone. But hey, there's a reason we're here, like we are every year. I am here with
Jess Carrier from Thunderworks Games.
All right, so Jess, we were doing a pre-interview before this, and you actually know him, and you said hi, and I noticed something in your hand. What was in your hand?
Well, I happen to be carrying around a copy of our game that is currently on Kickstarter called Citizens of the Spark, and this one is ending on Kickstarter on October 23rd, so I've been kind of carrying it around here at the convention to show some people what an awesome game this is, and clearly it's catching a few eyes as I walk around.
Thank you, and that's exactly what happened. It was like, and I saw the artwork on there, because this is also on the placard you were carrying around. The cover artwork's on that, and it was like, oh, that looks really cool. So you started talking about it. All right, tell people what Citizens of the Spark is.
Yeah, so Citizens of the Spark is a card drafting game for fans of games like, I would say, Dominion, Smash Up, even games like Magic the Gathering, Everdell, Wingspan. So this is a variable setup card game. It comes with 30 different animal citizen decks in the box, and you choose 7 to 10 of them to play with per game. So every game is going to play differently. It has different strategies based on what you like to play or what you choose randomly. So we've put together a list of some recommended play sets so that you can, hey, I like a low interaction or a high interaction game, or I want this game to go really quickly.
Oh, I like that
so
idea.
you can choose, you can choose based on some recommended types of play that you might enjoy, but then you can also use the randomizer deck to just randomly pick some citizens, throw them together, and that's when things get really wild. And I mean, that pun was absolutely intended if you didn't catch. I can't help myself. I'm so sorry.
You're fine with that. You're fine. Look, I'm of an age, I appreciate a good pun like that.
Perfect. Well, I won't stop then.
Okay.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Animals, get it?
Okay, I
stop.
did ask for that. I'm
milking it too much.
All right.
now.
Wow, you are just going to keep going, aren't you?
I'll stop, I promise. So in this one, there are these 30 individual decks, like I said, and you mix them together. You're going to draft groups of creatures from the center table or the assembly where the citizens hang out, and you bring them into your city, stacking the like citizens together to grow their strength. Then you can choose which citizen you want to activate on your turn. But if you activate, say, a rancher, everybody at the table, if they also have the rancher citizen, can choose to activate it as well and follow your move. So it becomes very tactical and a little bit of, you really have to be aware of what the table state is and what other people have going on and what their goals are, because as you go and you play, if you're not careful, the other people at the table could score more points from your activation than you did. So it's definitely a low downtime game. Everyone is active and involved every turn, all the time.
Love that.
Yeah,
Love that. We play a lot of games where somebody takes their turn, and they'll get back to me in about an hour.
Yep, exactly. This is definitely not that game, and it has a lot of really engaging. Thank you. So we've got these beautiful sparkly tokens. So Citizens of the Spark, we wanted to make it extra sparkly. So we've got a lot of really gorgeous and endearing components, but really, the art is what people are really going to be.
They
about.
are, but before you get to the art, I do want to talk about the components, because somebody put a little thought into the design of this. Just the box. Okay, I'm really weird. I'm into game mechanics and packaging. All right, and the packaging on this was well thought out.
Thank you. The designer of the insert is Dan Cunningham, who happens to be here at the show, wandering around. So I'll have to give him a nod and tell him that it's much appreciated.
Give him a big nod, because I'm gonna tilt this up so people can see this. When you design a game, having a place down. Hand that back to you for a moment so I don't
got too much cool
all
stuff
over the floor. When you design a game, when everything has a nice place to put it so that you can keep everything in good order and in good condition. I don't have rubber bands around stacks of cards. I don't have, everything. Your dividers for the decks. Everything about this is beautifully thought out.
Well, thank you. We want to make it both enjoyable to look at, enjoyable to play, and easy to work with. There's nothing like spending an hour setting up all the components. Nobody likes that part of the game. That's no fun. So something like this where we can make it easy to unpack, easy to repack, easy to choose the next citizens, just really makes the game more enjoyable to me, because then you can just do several games in a row or just one and pack it back up, and you don't have to feel bad about it.
That, again, for people like us who don't have a lot of time to game, I don't want to spend 2 hours getting the game set up. I want something like this where I can just grab what I need. Okay, now let's get on to the artwork. I'm sorry, I geek out over the dumbest things, people. You know, you guys know me. It's all about the game mechanics and packaging. Okay, so let's talk about the artwork, though, because the artwork is what caught my eye.
It is really, really stunning artwork, and it is by a wonderful artist called Diego Sá, and we've worked with him a number of times. He's out of Brazil. Diego has done art for some of our other games as well. We've published games like Cartographers, Role Player, Metro Runner, Stone Spine Architects was fairly recent, and he's done a lot of work on a lot of our properties. And so we were big fans, and clearly he knocked it out of the park on this one. And with all these different citizens to enjoy, I mean, every single one of them is stunning. I don't know if you can see that from here, but there's just beautiful illustrations for every animal. They've really paired the animal together with the effects of the animal as well.
Nice.
So, for example, the pupil card, which is a chameleon.
Mm-hmm.
So the chameleon, it becomes whatever type of citizen you assign it with. It never is its own type of citizen.
Right.
But you could flip it upside down and join it with a rancher, and now it's like a rancher's assistant. So the chameleon changes roles depending on its situation. The rancher that I kept mentioning,
Right.
because we're big fans of cows in Wisconsin, is a great big bull. And of course, so he reaps agriculture icons. So the more agriculture icons you have, you can get all these spark points from your rancher going out into the field. So it's really, really fun. The different mechanics of how those creatures combine, how they interact with each other is so very... we did the math. I think it was like 34 million different possible combinations.
Wow. So you're not going to get bored is what she's saying.
Yes. And if you want more variability, we also have on the Kickstarter right now a special promo pack of 3 additional citizens that will come for free with the Kickstarter. And that adds, I think we did the math, another 9 million combinations on top. So it's a lot. It's a lot of combos. You're never going to run out of different versions of this to try.
See, and the beauty of a game like this, too, is because you can change out the citizens' decks, which I'm sure you guys are all planning on, you're not going to get tired of it. I mean, there's going to be additional just citizens packs. There really wouldn't be anything else for it.
Yeah, we definitely have like a running list of more animals and effects that we want to play with and try. So we're hoping this one's going to be really well received so that we can continue to put out more and more citizens all the time for people to enjoy. We did actually build into that organizer space, by the way. There's a little extra room, not only for those 3 additional citizen decks, because that's over 30 cards on its own.
Right.
But also there's wiggle room for if you sleeve your cards, still has space.
Oh, really?
And then there's still a little bit more space for, you know, if we put out some promo citizens in the future, maybe we'll have to ask the audience what kinds of creatures they really want to see. We're thinking about doing a little contest about that. So,
okay, so we know who your artist was. We know who your box designer was. You're getting into game design?
Well, I would love to get into game design, but I'm just a humble employee of Thunderworks Games. I write flavor text, so I had a hand in some of the lore text here, but I also handle some of our social media. I do events like this.
Nice.
The real geniuses here are the folks that are the designers, and the designer of this game is very well known as well. His name is Philip Dubarry. He was known for Black Orchestra.
Yep.
I'm not sure if he's going to be... I don't think he's up here for this convention, but we had him with us at the booth at Gen Con.
Nice.
So he got a chance to kind of show his game a little bit there. And, man, he really clearly thought this game out extremely well.
It's beautiful. We're definitely going to have to look for it. That being said, only 1 week left on Kickstart. So if you're going to Kickstart it, jump in now. You get those 3 bonus decks with it, which is always a plus. Was that a stretch goal, or was that just...
We actually don't do stretch goals. We have one exclusive available aside from that promo pack. We have a beautiful playmat, a double-sided playmat, and that has one side for the solo mode, which is also really well thought out, and that has a whole deck of cards just for itself.
Show us let's see that. Again, the artwork is beautiful.
Mind if
I will.
Thank you. So we've got, that is the solo side on this side over here. With a little lineup for where all of your opponent cards and all of your resources go, and then the multiplayer side. Do I have it right set up? I do. So this has been a pun incoming. It's been a game changer for me. They're such lovely cards, and I don't want them scooting around my table. And every time I put this game out on the table, one of my pets wants to get involved. You'd think that they would be like that all the time, but they seem to love this game in particular.
You know, again, it's got the cool art. So
right? Exactly.
you can't blame them. You can't blame them.
Yeah.
Okay, so We're going to have links below where you can find the Kickstarter. Make sure to go check it out. It's a beautiful looking game. I love the sounds of the mechanics on this one. I think because it's similar to a lot of those kind of card building games that people, I think it's probably a low barrier to entry.
Yes, it's very easy to learn. In effect, just to play the game, you pick a grouping of citizens,
Yeah.
you put them in your city tableau, you choose a citizen to activate, and then everybody else can follow you from it. That is as simple as it pretty much gets.
That's pretty cool.
But the real magic is in that crunchy interaction between the citizens, the variability between the games. So there's definitely a very low learning curve. It's easy to keep people engaged at the table, but there's just so much replay value. I've never played a game of this that I didn't immediately go, let's do it again. Let's do it
Wow.
again.
Okay.
So a personal recommendation, I don't know how well it clears as an employee, but I sincerely, on a personal level, love this game. So I hope you will as well.
All right, so people go check that out. Thank you very much for being on Guys, Games, and Beer. Guys, we are at Gamehole 2021. This is, I'm sorry, 2024. This is Gamehole 11. We've been doing this a while, guys. You know that. So make sure to check out more interviews throughout the weekend. Make sure to check out Thunderworks Games. Again, links in all the descriptions. Make sure to check out their Kickstarter for Citizens. Let's blow the name, Tom.
Citizens of the Spark.
Thank you. I was going to say sparkle because you said sparkly
It
things.
is very sparkly.
And
You
it
can't think
sparkly
of it.
stuck in my head, and I couldn't stop wanting to say Citizens of the Sparkly. And I was like, that's not right. Don't say it. You said sparkly, okay?
I did.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you all later. Bye for now.